How's the volume level for everybody? What's that? Louder?
Don't worry about a thing.
Hold the goggles up to your eyes. There you go.
Gonna be alright.
Alright, welcome aboard. Aloha, I'm Nathan. Nice to meet you.
About a thing.
Oh, no microphone. If you want to tell me something, right now I can hear you because it's quiet enough. But up in the air, if there's something you want to tell me, if you have a phone with you, you can just type anything in your phone, hold it up for me, I can read that way. Otherwise, I'm just going to be talking about what I find interesting as we're cruising around today. But it's really all about the views out there. We get to see some amazing things that plenty of people spend their whole lives out here probably never seen before. So congratulations to everybody on choosing the most awesome thing you could possibly do today. If anybody doubted that. We got the whole team now. I promise everybody you'll stay safely inside without any extra effort on your part. Your only job today is to just keep breathing. As long as you can handle that, I'll take care of everything else for us today. It's not like a car. When you turn in a car, you feel your body lean to the side. It doesn't happen in a helicopter. No matter which way we turn, the inertia will only hold you down to your seat. So you might feel like you're getting lighter or heavier, but you won't feel any strain on your seatbelt. We'll go ahead and keep our seatbelts on anyway, though. And for whatever crazy reason, if you accidentally in flight undo your own seatbelt, there's no big deal, but please just clip it back in like a regular car seatbelt. You don't have to hold on to anything. Obviously, I'm not going to hold on to anything. I've got to fly the helicopter. But if you feel like it and you're sitting on the side, you're welcome to hold the side of the airframe. That's totally fine, but unnecessary. In the back, you're welcome to hold the back of the seat if you want to, but not necessary at all. The only thing I ask, though, is you please do not hold my seat, because that does shake the seat, and then in turn that shakes the controls, and then suddenly you're flying the helicopter. No offense, I'm sure everybody here is a great pilot, but I find it works better to have one pilot at a time, so I appreciate cooperation. That thanks so much. Now, when we first pick up off the ground, I'm going to be talking to the control tower over the hill on another radio frequency, so you won't hear us as we hear the music for the first few minutes until we get outside the ring of airspace. But then from that point, I'll be able to rejoin you on the intercom for the rest of the flight. And I'm ready to go. If you are ready to fly. Okay, excellent. So in here, I'm Nathan. Welcome, everybody. I'll give them a call once they say okay. We'll lift off. Here we go.
And when the band plays, hail to the chief. Ooh, they point the
Okay, we're just outside of the MAUI airspace now, so I'm back on the radio. And I'm sorry, Graham, I was off the frequency when you're trying to ask me a question. What was that you were saying when we were taking off? Maybe if you scream, I could hear you. Say it one more time. Sorry, I didn't catch a single word of that. But if you want to type something on your phone, I'll definitely read it. Alright, we'll focus on all the views out here. A lot of cool stuff to see as we're cruising along these cliffs, northwestern side of Maui. Above the cliffs, a lot of grassy plateaus, and many of these are used for cattle ranching. I know that's not usually what people think of first when they're thinking of Maui, but there's a long tradition of that out here. And people will often think of the sugar and the pineapple, which have been big business for a long time. But really, those industries have been dwindling over the years. Sugar production has been completely shut down in Hawaii since 2018, but the cattle ranching is still going strong. If you look way out in the distance ahead, you can just start to make out our neighbor island out there. That's the island of Molokai, just 8 miles between the two shorelines. We're flying at over 100 miles an hour, so we'll be over there in just a few minutes. Be on the lookout for humpback whales. They're definitely out here. It's the season for them. They'll be here over the next couple months, giving birth to their calves. Just a matter of whether they decide to pop up and say hello as they're passing by. The tip of the MAUI Island is just up in front of us, and right there is where they have the geyser, sometimes, will erupt out of a hole in the rock formed by a lava tube called the Nakalele blowhole. But the flow's got to be coming in at just the right angle and pressure. It looks like it is right now. I see a burst of water up there at the tip of the island. Yeah, through that mist, and we'll go over for a closer look. Right now there's 2 islands in view, but once we get out of the mist up ahead, off to the left we should be able to see a 3rd island. That'll be the island of Lanai. It's about the same distance from us over to Molokai, but off to the left. There's that geyser down on the head on the left. From there we'll depart the coastline of Maui and begin crossing the channel to a much slower pace of life. over there on Molokai Head, the population is only around 7,000 people. This is roughly the same population that it's been for decades. Nothing changes too quickly over there, but the people living on Molokai, that's just the way they like it.
Gravity is working against me.
Across the channel in front of us is a little tiny island there just before Molokai, which is a popular destination for scuba divers. Divers that going all the way out there from Maui, a little Mokoho'oniki Island, because that place is swarming with hammerhead sharks. But the sharks don't bother the divers at all. They're just cool to look at in the water.
With all the love that his heart can stand, dream of ways to throw it all away.
Keep your eyes peeled. There are definitely humpbacks all around us out here. They breathe air just like you and me, so they gotta pop up sometime.
It's working against me.
There's not much tourism on Molokai Head. The visitor count is pretty low. Their biggest industry is the cattle ranching.
Bring me down.
Cattle ranch straight ahead of us too will fly right over as you arrive, although even as we do, you might not see any of the cattle down below. They're out there, but they just have a lot of space to spread out.
Left one half cooked, it's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees.
All along the coastline out here, just under the surface of the water, is the largest coastal reef in the United States, wrapping around the whole south side of the island.
Left one half cooked, it's wanting more. It's gonna send me to my knees. Whoa, gravity.
Throughout the years, almost always big clouds settled on top of Molokai, and that creates a unique environment for life to thrive up there that doesn't exist anywhere else. Varieties of birds and orchids and ferns that only live atop this one mountain. Nowhere else in the world.
How can I be? Keep me where the light. Keep me where the light is. Keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is. Come on, keep me where the light is.
Welcome to the island of Molokai. In front of us on the other side of this ranch is a valley beyond it called Halava. It's believed in this valley here is where civilization first began in the Hawaiian Islands. When the first Polynesians arrived by canoe over 1,000 years ago, this is where they settled. So this is where the story of Hawaii began. People have been living out here for a very long time, and just below on our left, if you can see that black rectangle down in the ground, it's made of stone set there, and that rectangular pattern is an old site of Hawaiian worship called a hei'a, centuries old. Passed over, and another one later on will point out there are many such artifacts across the Hawaiian Islands. Try to preserve them as best we can. It rains a lot out here, and the landscape shows that all these ripples in the ground, the little valleys are carved out through water erosion through the years. Every day it rains, trickles down in all directions from the mountaintops and digs the bottom of the valleys away just a little bit deeper. Still to this day, there are people living out here in the valleys. They have been continuously for centuries. From here, we're going to go over to the cliffs on the north side of the island. These cliffs that just happen to be the tallest in the whole world. Cliffs out here rise in the ocean over 3,000 feet high, up into the clouds. Another heiau, old Hawaiian altar just below us on the left at the rocky shoreline, a little bit more intricate than the last. Reminders of the old societies out here. Just below on the left. Sometimes on the sides of the cliffs we can find in the grassy areas grazing goats, walking around just as easily as if they're on flat ground. I think I see some right there. Difficult to spot until they start moving and the fur really blends in with the rocky background. Come past that heiau off our right side. And we'll turn around the corner. A closer look at the waterfalls of Papalaua. There's that heiau just below on our right side now.
Mountains in the sea, held captive in timeless island in your eyes, paradise, calling you, calling you.
That's what I love about helicopters. We just go wherever we want.
sunshine from the heart, descending in magic. Islands their eyes, loud eyes, calling you, calling me, alright. If you try hard to keep, take more time.
Scattered all around down below us, these very light-colored trees called kukui, almost a whitish green on the leaves. And if you've ever seen anyone wearing those lei necklaces made of nuts, they come from these kukui trees. Traditionally, the shells of the kukui nuts also were used for making tattooing.
I look your eyes, calling you, calling me, alright. In my life I found new memories of things that truly are can never be far away. I look in your eyes.
Also down here in the forest are these spiky palm-like trees called hala. The Hawaiians use the leaves of the hala to weave together sails for their ocean-going canoes. Along the cliffs are all these horizontal lines created by each eruption. Each lava flow piled upon the previous one, growing the island over time. The cliffs themselves were created 1.4 million years ago when an earthquake split the island in two and sent the north half crashing into the ocean, leaving us with the cliffs that we see out here today. Got some white-tail and red-tailed tropic birds floating along the cliffs with us. And around the corner, we'll pass by the shoreline side of the Valley of Halava, where civilization began in the islands. Where for centuries, thousands of people at a time were living off the land. They maintained that traditional lifestyle all the way into the mid 20th century. At the same time, pass by Halava off the right, and that distance ahead of us, you can see the bases of two volcanoes, which long ago merged together out of the ocean, forming the island of Maui. The closer volcano to us makes up the western side of Maui that we flew by. It's called Mauna Kahalavai, and its name means the mountain of water, which is an appropriate name, seeing as it's one of the rainiest places in the world. They can get 400 inches of rain out there. Just for a bit of comparison, that's more than 10 times the amount of rain that falls in Seattle. And the water between the islands is extremely shallow. The very deepest point is only about the distance from us down to the ground, which is very different from the open ocean. If we were to travel only a few miles over to the left, it quickly gets nearly 10,000 feet deep. And this is a unique spot out here, to be in the middle of the Pacific Ocean, yet over such shallow water. That's one of the reasons that the humpback whales will travel from so far away to come out here every year in the wintertime. They use the shallows like a nursery, giving birth to their calves and raising their young until they're old enough to make the journey together as a family, back across the ocean, thousands of miles. Do it again the next year. I didn't see any on the way over, but still keep your eyes peeled because, as I said, they're definitely out here. Now, the reason that it's so shallow out here is because at one point in time, all these islands surrounding us used to be joined together as one. One big island they call MAUI, which means Maui the Great. Right now we can see 4 of those islands. Behind us, Molokai, off the right, Lanai. In front of us, Maui, and just a little bit to the right behind Maui, you can see the southern Kaho'olawe Island, which is uninhabited. Although they have found evidence people used to be out there centuries ago. More of those Heiau that we saw over here. So many artifacts have been found actually on that island. The entire island has been named as a historical site. The whole place is in preservation, so nobody will be moving out there anytime soon. Now, this next song we're going to hear is actually sung by the grandson of my boss. His family is deep into the Hawaiian musical traditions, and his grandson wrote a song for his daughter. He called it Pulele Hua, which in Hawaiian means butterfly. I mentioned the islands were connected, but it's not because they were closer together. It's because the ocean level used to be lower. But the big island, beyond Maui by 26 miles, is just too far to have been connected with the rest of these. There's a story back in the 1500s describing the time when the big island came over to invade the people of Maui. They had to cross that channel in order to attack, but they say that they had so many canoes in their fleet, they didn't have to paddle to get across the water. They just lined up the boats. In other words, walk one island to the next over the canoes. That's what they say. And behind us, past Molokai, the next island back there is Oahu. Same distance between those two, 26 miles. Every year they hold a canoe race. People really will paddle that whole 26 miles of ocean by canoe going all the way, Molokai to Honolulu. Obviously, it's all crazy people. Although my wife was one of them for 6 years in a row. Definitely not my idea of a good time, but she seemed to enjoy herself, although she would be pretty tired by the end of those days. It'd take about 6 hours to get across. It was cool to see all those canoes coming across the ocean, up in a helicopter every year. As long as I didn't have to do it. Now, the island of Lanai Ferret got the nickname of the Pineapple Isle because it used to be covered with them, but it's not the only place it used to grow the pineapples. Out in front of us, the hills out here are covered with them too, which is why the golf course over here at Kapalua is now known as the Plantation Course. Obviously, they found a more lucrative use for the land now. Ahead of us are some cliffs we're approaching, and these are colored red because of the presence of oxidizing iron in the lava rock, which is essentially rust inside the mountain. Back in the 1700s, the king of Maui was King Kahekili, and he was known for leaping off these cliffs before bringing his soldiers into battle, trying to inspire his troops with his bravery. Eventually, the legends of King Kahekili and his cliff diving became the inspiration for the sport of cliff diving. Now, the highest award you can achieve in the sport is the King Kahekili Trophy. Go right up over the top of the red cliffs and over the road that runs along them, named after him. There's the Kahekili Highway. Now, I don't recommend anyone drive all the way across this road. It gets extremely narrow eventually to the point you can't even pass by traffic coming from the opposite direction. But short distance driving is fine. It's always faster going to the south side. We're trying to get across the whole thing, but if you're just getting up to the blowhole from the west side, this road's just, well, they get a little bit beyond that, as long as there's 2 lanes. Once it's 1 lane, good time to start thinking about turning around out here. There's a group of cars down their left. Other people parked walking out for a closer look at the blowhole, but be very careful if you do go down there yourselves, as the rocks are very slippery. You can see the mist shooting up from the geyser down on our left. A little bit of rainbow colors prisming out too from it. All you need to make those is a little bit of rain mixed with the sunshine. We got plenty of both here on Maui.
Listen to the whispering wind of the island. Come and hear the voices of a drifting sea, oh Kauai. Kaulana iko nani la.
Take a little journey up into the hills here. Definitely rains a lot on this mountain, where it got its name from. It helps to dig away these valleys too, just like on Molokai. All the water erosion has created these deeper valleys. The old Hawaiians had utilized that natural division of the land and the plateaus as a separation of each village. They called it ahupua'a. So in that matter, each slice of land running from the mountaintops to the ocean would give equal access to all the natural resources spanning in that strip all the way from the bottom to the top. Now the fir trees that we see out here are not native to the island. They were brought back in the 1700s with the early sailing ships that made trades with the Hawaiian islands.
into the whispering wind of the island. Come and hear the voices of a drifting sea.
As we cross offshore, we're going to go by this bluff where there's a loop trail you can park at and walk along the edges of the cliff called the MAUI Trail. Just down here. I wouldn't want to go much further than that, though, driving on this road. Not anywhere past this next bluff where they've got some tidal pools. Beyond that, the road just gets way too narrow. But the road's very important for the people that live up here in that village. About 150 people tucked away here in the valley of Kahakaloa, separated from everything else on the island, so for them, this road is their only way home. There's some tidal pools down here that when the waves are not too big, you can get down and actually go swimming inside. Be very careful before you actually go down, though, and watch the waves. Make sure they're not coming crashing over the tops of the pool. There's a few people down there right now. These pools are tinted a bit of a green color because of the presence of a mineral in the rocks called olivine. Now, that olivine is also present over on the Big Island, the island of Hawaii, which tints one of their beaches on the very southern tip green because of that olivine mineral. So across all the Hawaiian Islands, we actually have 4 different colors of sand. We have white, green, red, and black sand beaches. Different mineral composition gives it a different color. But although the green and the white sand is made of crushed coral and shells, the black and the red is made up of lava. Many of the residents out here in the Kahakaloa village are descendants of the people who've been living in that same valley for centuries. There's a lot of history out here. Ahead, around the next corner, we'll be able to see across the whole island. It's so narrow in the middle part of Maui because of its formation by these 2 volcanoes merging together. Only about 8 miles across north to south in that central valley, where CNH grew its sugarcane for over 100 years. From this point, we'll be re-entering the Kahului airspace, so just as before, on takeoff, I'll be off frequency communicating with the control tower, and I'll leave you with the music and the views for the rest of the way back. So be on the lookout for sea turtles and manta rays you can often find in the shallow waters. Since I'll be offline, I'll take the opportunity a little bit early to say thanks so much for flying with me, everybody. Fun sharing the views with you. We'll be back on solid ground in a little bit. Mahalo nui loa. Thanks so much. Talk to you back at the airport.
Ni valeo hal aloko no eloma ole I kapuai vai no oe e pakele aku I ka vai o kapa kini puakea Aina ia mai ana ka puana kuoa I ka nania o nā pua Aina ia mai ana ka puana kuoa I ka nania o nā pua Funny mai ana ka puana kuhoa I ka nania o nā pua Ponini puakea Song for favorite flower Can't live with them Can't live without them na kore o eulie o kai manu o ai kei Kia I makahaya o ke kaha o ia kai palana maali e ulie Uleli hoki Uleli holo holo ka kei o ia kai palana maali ulie Ana koure o euli Pea o kaiti mai kino O ia I na ureide O ia ke ona ona Ulie Uli hoi Trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue. Clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying how do you do? They're really saying I love you. I hear babies cry. I watch them grow. They'll learn much more. And I never knew, and I think to myself,
back, everybody. Welcome back to Earth. Thanks again. Just wait inside the helicopter for a moment. The ground crew is going to come over to assist you. Go ahead and remove your goggles right now. They'll collect the goggles from you. You can pass them over to the ground crew, and after that you can undo your seatbelts. Don't forget to remove your headsets. The headsets will go up on the hooks on the ceiling. And if anybody's interested in the video we took, just let them know in the office to make a copy for you. Enjoy the rest of your day. Aloha.